Misiak.
And can you believe it? It's already June.
Yes. Summer or spring's basically over now, and summer's in full swing, or it should be.
Not quite. Not here, anyways.
It should be.
Anyway. So yeah, and you know what else that means? Other than June, and like we're starting to get busier with the warmer weather and, you know, pool parties and barbecues and all that fun stuff. Do you know what else?
Well, I'd say school's over, so the kids are going to be around a lot more.
Well, at the end of June.
At the end of June. Oh, it's going to be our 1-year anniversary of doing the podcast.
Yes. So in July, we are actually celebrating 1 year of the His and Her show.
Yeah, 1 full year of bringing you guys something every week.
Yes. So we're super excited, and we've been working really hard behind the scenes to do something super special for you and to really just celebrate this amazing milestone and, you know, have you be included in the celebrations.
Yeah. I mean, we do this for you guys, for our listeners, we get something out of it too, of course.
Oh, of course. Yes. We love this.
Yeah. So we're going to bring you into the celebration.
Yes. So I hinted a little bit last episode, or maybe a little bit more than hinted. And in July, we are bringing on guests for the very first time in the His and Her show. We've never had a guest on, and we've decided that celebrating our 1 year would really be a good time to bring on some guests. So more details coming closer to July. We'll let you know who's coming on, what they're going to talk about a little closer to the time. It might even be just in our descriptions.
Yeah.
But we do have some guests coming on, so that's really exciting. Also, we're going to be having a contest that is starting July 2nd. So stay tuned for more details with that too.
Yeah, super exciting.
Yes, so it's super, super exciting. So please join us. And going forward, we're actually going to have guests on, we're hoping, every month on the last Friday of the month. So that's what's going to be new and exciting around here.
Yeah, for year 2.
Yep. Yes, for year 2, the last Friday of every month. As long as, you know,
we can find the guests and line them all up. And stuff,
exactly, and work it with our schedules too.
And of course, if they have something that fits with what we're trying to talk about and share. So.
Yeah. So what are we going to talk about today? We're going to talk about doing your best. Always doing your best. So I actually felt very intimidated by that. Always do your best. How can I do my best all the time? You know, sometimes I'm tired. Sometimes, you know, we didn't sleep through the night, or different things. Like I pulled out my back the other week. Mm-hmm. So always do your best sounds very stressful to me. Yeah. It always has. However, I was reading The 4 Agreements
by Don Miguel Ruiz.
So
I hope I said that right.
So I actually stumbled upon this book in March when we went and saw Ellen DeGeneres, and she was naming off all these books. I don't know if you remember because you were there with me, Alex. And she was naming off all these books. And I was like, oh, that's cool. I read this one and I read this one. And then she mentioned The 4 Agreements. And I was like, oh, I haven't read that one. So I actually bought it way back in March. And then I finally started. I kind of read it when it first came, and it didn't really click then. Mm. And I was like, I put it down. And then recently I just picked it back up. And it's funny when you are ready to hear the words that are in the book. That's when, like, if you're fighting with a book or you're like, oh, it's not really doing anything for me.
You should put it down and come back.
Yeah, I just put it down, left it where I was reading, and I've picked it up in the perfect time. And the 4th agreement, I believe, is always do your best. I think. Hold on, let me double check, guys. Sorry. Yes, the 4th agreement is always do your best. So the other agreements, I was like, oh, I don't know if I could do this all the time, and then you get to number 4 agreement, and it really ties it all together, where it's always do your best. And it really put that saying into perspective for me. It doesn't mean you have to do somebody else's best. You don't have to, you know, be at the best level all the time. You don't have to be at your A game that you were on a day that you slept amazing and you worked out solid and you had this amazingly well-placed day. Always do your best is at the best that you're at right now. So it's about doing your best. You know, maybe you only got 4 hours of sleep. do the best that you can right there.
Okay.
So I thought that was a really cool thing. It's not about, all of a sudden you got to like, let's say you've worked your way up to like level 10 or whatever, and you're like, oh, now I have to always be there. Mm-hmm. That's what was stressing me out. I'm like, well, I know what my best is. So, but I always felt like, oh, if I have to do that every day, that's stressful and overwhelming. But that's not what it means. It means just always do your best that you're at right now. Does that make sense?
Yeah, it makes perfect sense. It actually plays into stuff that we're doing at work around goal setting and that kind of stuff. And it's not so much about a bar that you're necessarily always trying to hit. And yeah, so it's more about do your best as that you can do right now, and that's extremely empowering, and two, at least as an adult, it's a lot less stressful.
Yes, exactly.
To think, okay, I'm going to do my best, and I know the best I can do right now, taking everything into account with like how I feel or what I think is possible and that kind of stuff. So that's good. It lets you always strive to do your best without trying to compare with your like penultimate best. I want to call it like the top level of whatever you happen to hit at a particular, like everything lined up perfectly and everything was amazing. And that's really good. Well, it's
really great too, because we're always changing. So our best can, like, we're at a certain level and our best can be pretty awesome. And, but then we're growing and then we can expand, how high, but it's really nice and comforting to know this, like, I just show up and do the best I can do today. Mm-hmm. It doesn't mean like, oh man, like I didn't sleep well last night, so I have to like try to be this best version of myself that I know I can do. It's, well, what can I do today with what I have? Yeah. And I think that's really, really amazing.
Yeah, they almost should have led with that in that book. That's
well,
the first one. Or
I don't want to break it, like, and I don't even, for anybody, I don't want to ruin for anybody that hasn't read it. The thing is, it actually ties the rest together. And that's what the missing piece was when I was reading all of them going, well, I have a lot of work to do before I can actually do this agreement. Mm. But if you do your best with them, you can do it. Do you know what I mean? So it was a really, really cool thing to have it all tie together. And I was like, I had a really big aha moment with that. Because every time I'd hear somebody say it or read it, go, always do your best. I'm like, well, that's really hard to do.
It's a tall order.
But when you think of it as just do your best to, like, show up as the best you can today.
Yeah. The best version of yourself today. Yeah. That's
and whatever that is, it can look different every day, every minute. Just do your best with where you are right now. And
that ties into your growth, because as you keep showing up, you keep doing your best will get better. And that works a lot. That works really well with self-improvement. Well, now I really want to read this book.
So I'd just like to read a little bit, actually, from the Fourth Agreement book. And it goes, under any circumstance, always do your best. No more, no less. But keep in mind that your best is never going to be the same from one moment to the next. Everything is alive and changing all the time. So your best will sometimes be high quality, and other times it will not be so good or as good. So it's like, and it goes into like when you wake up in the morning and you feel energized, you can do more and things like that. And when you're healthier and your health is really good, you can do more. And the one really thing the reason I wanted to read that little blurb is just to kind of reiterate what I just said about the book, but also it mentioned no less, no more. So this is super important, is you're not trying to be somebody else's best. You're not trying to be like more than your best at that moment. So, and this is where I always found myself was, always do your best. Well, my best is at, 10 level. Like I know where my best is on, my best of days. Mm. But that doesn't mean that's where I'm trying to aim for. It doesn't make sense. Like, so like when it's like always do your best. I always thought it's like, I always had to do like my best, like my A game best. My best day best.
Yes, the best of the best.
And
I get it.
It's not. It's about just doing what you can do today at your best level, like at your best. So it's not about like, well, I'm not feeling great, so I'm just gonna like just kind of move around. But it's just like, okay, what can my best be today?
Is that the recommended thought? Like something that you should be like, okay, I know what my best of best is. So like, you stop a moment. You have to train yourself to be like, okay, what's my best that I can do today, so that I can. Because I would find myself constantly comparing myself to the best of the best, and you said that's what you used to do, and now, I would always be comparing myself to my best of best days. So, in a not best of my best days, how do I know, or how can I sort of figure out what my best is in that moment?
So I think the best way to answer this is taking a little snippet out of this book, and it's better than ever, and I can talk into it more. Regardless of the quality, keep doing your best. No more, no less than your best. If you try too hard to do more than your best, you will spend more energy. Okay. So in other words, when you're to the point where you're feeling stressed out, overwhelmed, or you just feel like you're using too much energy, that's more than your best. Yeah, when you overdo it, you deplete your body and go against yourself, and it will take longer to accomplish your goals. So a lot of us, I feel, are probably trying to do way more than our best every day. Mm-hmm. I think about days where we've had it together, where days just seem really good. Like we've had it where we are, things that we want to accomplish there's a lot of them, but it seems seamless. Mm-hmm. Putting it together. We look at the end of the day going, wow, it didn't feel like work. It was easy peasy. We got it done. And then there's other days where we're struggling and it feels like we're doing tug of war with our to-do list. Mm-hmm. And things don't seem well and they're not going good. It's because we're trying to do more than our best. So if you feel like you're in tug of war or you're working up against the current, you're doing too much.
Okay. That's good. That's really good. I'm definitely guilty of that.
I know, like I said, I feel like a lot of us try to do more than our best most of the time. And that's why a lot of us are overwhelmed, stressed, and exhausted. Even on a parent perspective, nowadays, parents try to do more because they wanted more as children. They look back, it's like, oh, I wanted to be in sports or dance or whatever. And now they're in their kids are in a million things. Mm-hmm. And their kids might enjoy it or they might not, but they feel like they need to do more because that's what they wanted as a kid. Or they need to buy more things for their kids, or they just need to have their calendar so packed full of things because they feel like if their kids are just sitting still for a minute, they're not living up to what they should be as a parent. Mm. And yet most people I know are running around to and from things and they don't really get to actually be with their children, like in the present moment. So it's about doing your best. And the big thing is like I've actually, in this too, it really helps with comparison. Where if you look at other families and you're like, how are they doing it all and not stressed out? Well, we've already said you don't know if they're stressed out or not. But also, who cares what they're doing? Yep. All that matters is that you do your best. That's all that matters. And you let your kids do their best. It doesn't mean that you're trying to push them harder. Or obviously encouraging and helping them grow is so important, but it's not being setting the bar so high that they feel like they're a failure constantly. Yeah. And it's really just opening up and letting them be their best and letting them fail and discover things. So that's my little take.
No, it's a great take. Thank you so much. So I'm going to take that back to my manager, actually. Talk to him about doing my best on the best of days. Anyways.
I really think that everybody should read this book. It's not like I'm not getting this is not me endorsing it at all, other than from my own growth. Anything I say on here, I literally I'm not selling anything. I just really think that it's something that's helpful. Now, there's certain things in here I kind of go against my own personal belief, and that's cool. He even opens a book where it's like, I'm going to say something you don't like, and that's okay. It's about knowing who you are and being okay that you got some haters or you got people that don't agree with you. Mm-hmm. So it's take out of the book with what feels right to you. That's one of the biggest things I've learned throughout my whole self-love journey is, there's going to be certain things I read that are like, awesome, I've learned something, or parts of things I've learned. Same with my diet. I've learned to really incorporate different people's point of views of which are healthy for the body. And I've kind of woven a couple together to really suit what's right for me.
Mm-hmm.
So same with information. Information's great. You can take it and really just take what works for you, because everybody's different. So I really encourage reading it and then just kind of tweaking it to what works for you. But the last one, the fourth one, with always do your best, really does tie it together. And in my opinion, it's the foundation for all agreements. And it's just really about just showing up as you.
It could be the foundation for everything in self-care and self-love. If you show up every day and do the best you can.
And no more, no less, though. That's a big one.
Yeah, no
because
more, no less.
I never talked about the less part, but when we don't actually do what we can do in that moment, this is where we feel guilty that we're not doing what we can. We feel shame or we feel depressed because we're not showing up with the capabilities and doing what we can in that day as our best.
Well, that's a really good gauge, especially for me. If I'm doing more than if I'm trying to do more than what my best is in that moment, I'm going to feel stressed out and overwhelmed. Okay, good. I know I'm familiar with those feelings. No problem. And then if I'm doing less than what I'm capable of, then I will feel guilty, and that can bleed into like shame and
depression.
And depression eventually.
Because we're not leaning up.
And I've been there too. So this is great. I'll know exactly what my best is every day because I've been on both sides of the spectrum, and most people probably have also been on both sides of the spectrum. So it's just being mindful of where you are. And I guess with practice, it should be pretty easy to always do my best every day. Because I'll have that range. That's really good.
It always comes back to being mindful, right? Like some days, or not, I shouldn't even just say some days. A lot of people, if we're not mindful, we'll just go about our days. You know, you wake up in the morning, maybe you have thoughts of like, oh God, it's Monday, or oh, it's another day, or whatever, or yay, it's the weekend, or whatever it may be. And we just wake up just doing it, not even aware of that we're doing it. And then if you become mindful, you're like, oh no, I want to start with the day with like something amazingly awesome is going to happen today. Like that energy just feels so much better than like, oh, it's Monday or whatever. I actually am super excited about Mondays. So I have a really hard time bringing that low because I love my Mondays. Snuggles with my son. So, where it's just him and I. But we kind of go on autopilot.
Yes.
Like if we're not mindful about our lives, we go on autopilot. And things just happen. So then you are stressed or you're depressed, like either spectrum, but it really does come to being aware of where you're showing up or how you're showing up.
Oh, that's awesome. That is possibly I know we say this to ourselves before we start a podcast. Like I want to say, let me say something that someone needs to hear. I needed to hear this today. Great. Like I've been off for a little bit this week. And I need to hear that. So,
well, I did tell you to read the book the other week.
You did. Yes.
I was like, read the book because we're going to talk about it on the podcast. And life got busy, work gets busy. But anyway, so it happens to the best of us where I'm like, hey, read this. And I'm one for, I don't like pushing it. So I recommended it and then I just left it on the table. And that's as far as it goes. So anyways, I'm glad that I said something that you needed to hear today.
Yeah. And I'm sure other people need to hear this too.
Anyways, let's end on that note, I think.
Yeah.
Right? So, unless you have any last words.
No, thank you.
Well, you're very welcome, honey. And we hope you have a beautiful day.
Bye for now.